Merry July, everyone! It's a national holiday on this channel to celebrate the aging of someone, but I'm not sure if it's okay to celebrate the aging of an electronic game. Well, the local gas station wasn't selling any scripture, so it seems that I need to use an outside source. But what I can do instead is use this story for an uncreative segue. The Earth has gone around a few times, and Dead by Daylight has been around a few times as well. Although I'm no astrologer, space is cold, dark, and probably smells like burning wood. I do find myself very knowledgeable in niche video game subject matter. The Year 7 anniversary event is going on for the first half of July, and it's always been a blast. Cake and festivities with others is always the way to go. But like any party, some people just want to ruin it. They want to argue and get into fights with people, or maybe just hog all the delicious food for themselves. But then you have people like this guy, and they just want to do all the above. The Wraith is an interesting character, with the most insane success story within this game. A simple rags to riches kind of tale. If you actually go and play the Wraith right now, fair chances that you won't have that bad of a time. Simple to understand and play, bing some bongs and just keep people guessing. But that wasn't always the case. The Wraith was loud and stupid on the initial release of the game. I did not realize I was a father, but the overwhelming amount of disappointment I felt for someone made me think otherwise. All was lost for the small amount of Wraith players as they went on to go play Trapper or Hillbilly, who were both better. Most Dead by Daylight players also play Super Smash Bros. Because everyone lost their minds when they heard about an object. The developers did the impossible and made Wraith actually fun, pretty much changing him to be more like the killer we have today. He became probably the best casual killer to play in this game, which is good because not every single thing in this game has to be complex, but for every yin there's a yang, which in this case is the overwhelming association with bad players. These people were mocked and usually bullied for playing the killer, which resulted in them running strong perks and playing with an unfun mindset in order to win. Modern day now, and the Wraith is still associated with bad players, but also extremely competitive players trying to do their absolute best to get all 4 survivors in a match. Which yeah, it's fine and all, you won't have to deal with them every single game, and just like me, it won't last that long anyways. Now this is fine and all, but holy, when events come around, these people are the worst, as all they want to do is the event objectives and prevent survivors from being able to do them. Because of the Wraith's increased movement speed, he can quickly run around the map and grab all the event objectives, such as the invitations in the Year 7 anniversary event. If we actually want to talk about the Wraith's abilities and whatnot, we have to start off with his power, the Wailing Bell. You ring it and your opacity gets set to 1%. While cloaked, you move fast, you can then uncloak and gain a speed boost for like a second. If only life was that simple to read off. Wraith might have a simple base kit, but his add-ons are far from it, with them ranging from decreasing cloak and decloak speeds to increased movement speed and action speed while cloaked, and all the weird things in the middle. My parents told me I could be anything when I grew up, so I decided to become a failure. That's why I know what I'm talking about right now. Speaking of failure, it's time to talk about the Wraith's 3 teachable perks. This one sucks, this one blows, and this one I gave a restraining order to. Bloodhound is the best perk the Wraith has to offer, and it's terrible. The pools of Kool-Aid left by survivors are bright red, and they last longer before disappearing. If you combine this with something like the hemorrhage status effect, then this perk pretty much just draws you a line to the nearest injured survivor. Shadowborn will most likely be reworked soon, as the FOV slider will be added to the game in the future. So yeah, this might just be false information, which don't get me wrong, I do enjoy spreading. This isn't good. In fact, in some scenarios, this perk can actually work against you. This small patch of scratch marks can easily be covered up by grass. Scratch marks can touch things such as trees and walls, making it easier to understand which direction a survivor is going to, but with Predator, nope. Gameplay-wise, the Wraith is okay. He's meant to be a beginner character and doesn't have that high of a skill ceiling, but has probably one of the highest variety in playstyles in the entire game. Alright, if we're about to talk about beginner Wraith, we might as well just get this out of the way.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Camping and tunneling, like peanut butter and jelly, or content creators and dropping out of college. It's just gonna happen. Listen, I'm not one to judge, but this strategy is like watching 50 Shades of Grey than actually playing a video game. If you want to increase the amount of brain cells you have, you might want to try the hit and run strategy, where you hit a survivor, then run. You're pretty much out here playing ping pong at this rate with the intention of draining supplies of the survivors. But then they might get aware of what you're doing and then just stick to gens and escape. Once you get out of that phase is when you finally begin to evolve as a Wraith player. Experimenting with the add-ons and making the most insane strategies known to man is what I live for on the Wraith. Such as using the Ghost Suit and Bone Clapper add-ons, which makes your bell noise map wide, but also makes your terror radius go away for 6 seconds after uncloaking, making survivors absolutely paranoid about you showing up just behind every corner every time you make a bell noise. You can also just put on the Coxcomb Clapper, which just makes the bell silent outright and just start jump scaring people. If you want to watch the world burn, you can put on the All-Seeing Spirit add-on, which will show the repair progress of generators and simply 3-gen the match until 60 minutes pass, where you instantly win. And who couldn't forget the classic min-max builds, where you could grab stuff such as Brutal Strength, Fire Up, and the Shadow Dance Blood and Shadow Dance White add-ons, giving you the superior kicking speed. Or Play of Your Food and the Windstorm add-ons. Out of the 20 add-ons Wraith have, about 15 of them are really fun to use, which is probably the best ratio of fun add-ons a killer has in this game. Wow, what a time to be alive, where we can finally enjoy the festivities of one of our favorite video games. Also, I forgot to mention, I finally managed to find someone that would tell me if it's appropriate to celebrate this event or not, and he told me I need to meet him behind the gas station after dark. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I can assure you, 1, I will not get robbed because come on, lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice. 2, it's illegal.